As the immigration crackdown intensifies, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp has announced that he's sending state troops to support ICE. Kemp announced that 75 Georgia National Guard members will begin training in mid-September before reporting for ICE duty. The deployment will allow federal agents to step out of office work and focus more heavily on arrests and field operations. ICE activity in Georgia has already surged, with arrests climbing 367% this year and more than 4,500 migrants detained. Georgia's commitment is part of a broader Trump administration plan, with 19 states authorizing nearly 1,700 Guard troops. National Guard soldiers will stay under state command but operate in federally funded Title 32 status for immigration support. Their mission will cover administrative tasks like appointment scheduling, biometric collection, data entry, and maintaining ICE vehicles. These duties will reportedly free ICE agents to spend more time in the field, describing the Guard as a force multiplier. Trump's border advisor, Tom Homan, says that ICE is overwhelmed, having fewer than 5,000 deportation officers to pursue more than 20 million migrants. In addition to Georgia, National Guard troops are expected to be deployed to Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Missouri, Nebraska, Nevada, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming. But critics warn that assigning state guard units to federal immigration duties is a breach of authority.
They made the right call on it, cracking down on crime in D.C. I mean, I've been in D.C. for several years. I won't walk the streets without having a gun. I mean, it's the violence and the crime is terrible here, and yeah, ICE is going to play a role. ICE officers are trained in police tactics too. When you go through the ICE Academy, there's a huge portion of that academy on police duties, police responsibilities, whether it's constitutional rights, handcuffing, all sorts of things are outside the ICE realm that we cross-train in police duties, so they're well trained to help in any mission when it comes to law enforcement.
Mr. Homan, DHS says 100,000 Americans have signed up to be a part of ICE. How many of those folks do you think will ultimately get signed on in order for the agency to meet its deportation goals?
Well, we need to hire 10,000, so we need to hire the best of that 100,000. We make sure we hire quality, because it's a tough job, and we got to make sure we get the right people, and that's what we're working hard to make sure we do. Anything else?
And no update on any deportations here in Washington, D.C.? Any updates on any raids or deportation efforts here in D.C. while your men are out on the street here?
You're going to see more deportations come out of Washington, D.C. than you've seen in the past, I guarantee that.
Can you confirm how many states are working with right now to create migrant detention facilities similar to the one we see in Florida?
Several being worked on, but I won't name them until we actually have an agreement on it, but there's several states that have stepped up wanting to assist. And that's really a question for the secretary who's handling that. But we'll see what states come through. But I applaud the state stepping forward. This has been a state issue too. What the Biden administration did the last 4 years was terrible, releasing a lot of, millions of people in this country not properly vetted. So the states are taking an interest. They care about public safety too. And I'm not saying every illegal alien is a public safety threat, but many are, and the states are taking it seriously. So I'm glad they're stepping in.
Mr. Homan, at the beginning of the year, we read how Colombia didn't want to accept some deportation flights. And they were like the first example of how they changed their mind very quickly about deportations. Are they cooperating right now, Colombia or other countries in the Western Hemisphere?
Well, just about everybody's cooperating, because they know if they don't want to take their nationals back, we'll send them to a third country. One thing's for sure, an illegal alien criminal threat, a public safety threat, or national security threat isn't staying here. So either the company takes it back, we'll send it to a safe third country.
Thank you.
And we're here for a very serious purpose, Something's out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly, like we did on the southern border. I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the DC Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. And you people are victims of it, too. You know, you're reporters, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed. And you all know people and friends of yours that happened. And so you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your house where you live and feel safe and go into a store to buy a newspaper or buy something. And you don't have that now. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth, much higher. This is much higher. The number of car thefts has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it. Just like we did on our southern border. Nobody comes through our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row, we had zero. I don't know if that's right, but the people that do the work, it's a very liberal group of people, actually, and they actually said zero for the last 3 months. Nobody thought a thing like that was possible. And, you know, when you take a look at numbers, I just saw some charts. These are different cities throughout the world. Red is, okay, the red is a place called Washington, D.C. Look at these. Baghdad we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru, all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so. I don't think so. And I think the people in this room, if you wrote correctly, you'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. D.C., 41 per 100,000, number one that we can find anywhere in the world. Other cities are pretty bad, but they're not as bad as that. That where you want to live? The reporters of the world? Juvenile offenders and crimes against persons, as they say. It's getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse.